If your stimulus check wasn't enough and you still need more money, I've got 3 ways your family can get government assistance that aren't loans and are still accepting applications. Welcome to Modern Frugality. My name is Jen. I'm a personal finance writer and expert trying to help you here on YouTube to gain financial stability and save and spend smarter. If you're a subscriber, thanks so much for checking this video out. If not, hit that button in the bottom right-hand corner. It's free to subscribe, and I'll be having more videos like this come out over the next several weeks. I'm not going to cover things you've already heard in this video, and I'm not going to cover things that are speculation. The stimulus checks are on their way. I've got a video about how to spend your stimulus check if you want more information on that. EIDL grants are out of money, even the refunding. The Paycheck Protection Program is back, but it's only for small businesses. I'm also not going to talk about the next stimulus package or that $2,000 a month. It has not been passed. Nobody knows when or if it will be passed. We will see some form of that bill passed into law, but I think in the end we'll see more food assistance rather than $2,000 checks. So I'm not going to cover it. The things I'm going to cover today are available now. They're still funding, they're still accepting applications, and they're actually lessening eligibility requirements to open it up to more people. So more people are going to be eligible for these programs that otherwise would not have. And because they're lessening eligibility requirements, these numbers are guides. These numbers have been taken from government websites. These are ways the government have handled crises in the past. But this is a very different crisis. So some of these eligibility requirements will be flexible. Some of them will be a little tighter, probably on the money side. But I'm going to show you where I found all these recent press releases so that you can be confident that I'm telling you the truth and know how to apply to see what you are specifically eligible for. That's going to be the key. You're going to have to apply in your state. Because these are all statewide programs. They're federally funded, but determined by the states. So you're going to have to apply to see what your state is offering, how they're offering it, and what you specifically qualify for under it. So it's not fact, but it is evidence-based, and I will show you that. So the first way you can get additional government assistance is the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program. I'm going to call it TANF. TANF provides cash assistance to parents and caretakers with low incomes and dependent children who can't meet basic needs. There are minimum work requirements and limits on how much in assets you can owe, but because of what's going on right now, they are granting good cause exemptions on a case-by-case basis. So that is lessening those tight restrictions on eligibility. Also, the income limit is typically 185% of the federal poverty guidelines. Again, that percentage is being lessened. You'll see up to 200, 300% of the federal poverty guidelines. So even if you have a spouse that is still working, then still apply in your state because you could qualify and not know it. Now, in a press release to state agencies, you'll see it says that states and tribes may consider expanding their services. One way they're doing this is called non-recurrent short-term benefits, NRSTs. So these are usually one-time benefits. They will not exceed 4 months, and they allow the state to get flexible with their income requirements, work requirements, stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of NRSTs coming out of the TANF program for the foreseeable future. Now, where is all this money coming from? The TANF program actually has $3.6 billion in unobligated funds sitting in the federal treasury, and these can be used as NRST payments. That doesn't actually mean that every state will use it for that or even can use it for that. States like New York and Pennsylvania, they have almost $500 million each in unobligated funds, whereas states like Vermont and California have 0. So it's too early to determine whether states with more money are going to use it, a lot of it for NRST payments, or if states with no unobligated funds might pull from somewhere else and offer these payments. That's why you really have to check with your own state and apply and see what you're eligible for, because this is one of those gray areas where you don't know what you're going to get from who or where. Now, how much can you expect to receive? That's super subjective, but according to the Georgia Budget and Policy Institute, when Georgia deployed NRST benefits during the 2008 financial crisis, it provided families with up to $3,000 and qualified families with incomes up to 300% of the federal poverty guidelines. Again, this is very different from the 2008 financial crisis, but states have done this before, they're familiar with it, and you can apply. There are still funds available and hope to get something. I will post a link to benefits.gov where you can find your TANF state agency and links to apply there. The second place where you can get government aid right now is the Child Care and Development Fund. I'm going to call it the CCDF because its acronym is not as fun. The CCDF provides assistance to low-income families who need childcare due to work. First, if you're an essential worker and you need childcare and you haven't been able to get it, you can actually get vouchers from the CCDF to put your child in childcare right now. Half of all childcare centers are still open. So as we go back to work, or as your family members get tired of watching your kids for you, then check into getting those vouchers to get some affordable childcare. For everyone else, if you qualify for TANF, you automatically qualify for CCDF. Every state is different, but the program can cover up to 98% of childcare costs. Even if you had a child home before this, but now all the rest of your kids at home, you can consider seeing if you're eligible for that and get that assistance so that you can put your child in daycare and have a little bit less to worry about on your plane. And if you have had to put your child in daycare but haven't qualified for CCDF, those eligibility requirements are also being loosened. So definitely apply for TANF and apply for CCDF. You may get both or just one, but because of the cost of childcare, this could save you thousands and thousands of dollars by not having to pay this expense. Or alternatively, you can put your child in daycare and get back to work sooner and make more money that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to make. Next is going to help you with some energy bills. It's the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP, because that one's a fun word to say. LIHEAP assists low-income households with heating and cooling costs, bill payment, energy crisis assistance, weatherization, and energy-related home repairs. So if you qualify for TANF, again, you automatically qualify for LIHEAP. Or even if you qualify for another benefits program, you also automatically qualify here. The annual income limit has traditionally been a little stricter than other programs, but again, eligibility requirements have been lessened. You can see states have been given permission to adjust these eligibility requirements on a case-to-case basis. That means you can qualify to get your energy costs taken care of. This does not include water and sewage, those kinds of utilities, but any energy costs related to heating, cooling, whatnot. And then also you can get some weatherization on your home. So if your home is about to be really hot this summer because it's not well insulated, you can try and get some weatherization put on there. LIHEAP will cover it to reduce your energy costs. And depending on what your energy bills are, it could definitely save you a couple $100s. So those are the three ways that families can get government assistance right now. As I said before, check with your state to see what you are eligible for and what they are offering. But there is still more assistance out there. There is still money out there. So apply even if you don't think you're eligible, and see what the restrictions are and what the eligibility requirements are for your state. If you like this video, please subscribe. Leave me a comment if you do get approved for any of this and how much money you got. I really want to know if this is helpful. And I will be back every week with more videos like this to help you get through this time and get back on your feet financially.